Welcome to Razor Tracking's first town hall webinar. These webinars are a direct result of your feedback of wanting additional content, additional details about the happenings, the going on of what we have in the future, what we've accomplished in the last few months. Our goal is to make these brief so you can get on your way. About 20 minutes of your time is all that we're going to be asking, and we're looking to do these quarterly. If the demand is there to do them more frequently, get out more content, more feature coverage, we'll most definitely look to do that. Please bear with us. It's our first run at this.
Absolutely.
In these webinars, we're looking to cover some of the features, additional integrations that we've been doing, as well as possibly some support overviews. And we're going to bring in some of our employees as we do these. A couple of those employees that you might be familiar with already are Matt Erlandson, our Director of North American Accounts, as well as Phil Steichen, a technical specialist that will join us in a little bit. We'll also be doing Q&A. So if you have questions that you would like directly addressed here or immediately following in our follow-up communications, there's a question button on the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and submit those, and we'll collect those over the next 15 minutes, trying to address a few at the very end. Right now, I want to welcome Matt Erlandson. He's been with us for quite a while, but Matt, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Really good intro there. Really flattering on your side. But anyways, my name is Matt Erlandson. I'm the Director of North American Accounts. I've been in the company for right around 5 years and originally hail from Watertown, South Dakota. So just a hop, skip, and jump down the interstate there. So.
Fantastic. Well, as we were leading up to this first webinar over the last couple of weeks, we were talking about different content, different topics that we'd be covering. In doing so, Matt had a conversation recently with some of our customers down in Nebraska. Brought up a couple interesting features that we have in the system that we wanted to make sure to share. Perhaps it could be relevant for you and your use case. So why don't you go ahead and share that conversation?
Absolutely. So as you can see, we're going to be playing a little clip on the screen of what we talked about. A gentleman down there had a small issue with overlapping. So he had 5 different locations, and he was trying to figure out where the overlap was that was inside of his company, where he was going out too far to spray or delivery or anything like that. So we actually came up with a conclusion and set up 5 geofences and 5 different of his locations, up to 50 miles on the geofence. And as you can see on screen here, I'm creating these geofences, and I'm creating 5 different set parts of the geofence to show the data that is inside of those geofences. So once a vehicle actually crosses over in the geofence, you can get that information, how long he was in there, how many miles that he traveled, and that's setting up a lot of information and a lot of understanding of where his vehicles are at 50 miles out.
Absolutely. How many different devices were they working with? How many different pieces of equipment did they have?
They're running right around 50 pieces of equipment, so right around that 10 to 15 on each location, and it was mostly sprayers, spreaders, and tender trucks too. So.
Absolutely. And what kind of results did they get after running this for some time?
Yeah, so he ran it for up to a season. So he was getting all that information during his busy spraying season, and he found out that he could actually sell off 2 pieces of his machinery during those seasons. So he actually saved himself. Those pieces of machinery are right around $400,000 to $500,000. So right around $1 million worth of the savings, or he cut that off on his side, so he didn't have to support that anymore.
That's great. Another topic that we wanted to make sure to cover with everybody is our recent announcement around a partnership with Raven out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We've worked very closely with Raven over the years. You've maybe seen our integrations within the system if you run Raven equipment. But back in February, we announced alignment in which we would do some fleet tracking through their platform. And Matt has worked really closely with their accounts team and their sales team What can you share a little bit about what we're looking at there as far as the process, the benefits that we're looking to get out of that?
Absolutely, yeah. And the Raven integration has actually gone pretty smoothly, starting forward here. We've had a lot of interest into it on the Slingshot side and on the AgSync side with Raven, and have had a lot of demos with them, showing some of the customers that they have a lot of the information, and it has gone really smoothly. Now that they have it all made for themselves and have that Slingshot fleet tracking, it is really moving a lot faster now too. So
And I agree. It's actually went as smooth as any of our partnerships have. We did a beta run with them as soon as March, and we launched live back on June 1st.
Yep.
So if you have any questions on that, reach out to your account rep. That might be Matt or Ben Larson, Corey Parkman with Razor Tracking, and they'll make sure to get you connected where need be. The next topic that we wanted to touch on is another partnership that we've been working on really closely. Pario Systems here out of Fargo, North Dakota, a wonderful device manufacturer. We worked with them all the way back about 2 years ago about a potential device that would be evolutionary within the GPS tracking industry, and we actually are getting really close to a launch. Now, we will have additional details coming out on that via social media. Our sales reps will be reaching out to different customers, and we'll get you more details on that. But the key part is it's a super rugged device, IP69K rated, as well as, your full cellular and GPS capabilities, a 5-year battery life, and then the most exciting part is the software that we will be loading on those devices. And it will allow us to do on-demand asset management. And if you need a little bit more information on that, go ahead, reach out to your account rep once again, and they'll get you all the details. Otherwise, we'll be proactively reaching out to everyone come about July, August timeframe, and we're super excited about that partnership as well.
Yep, and this is direct feedback from our customers on what they want. So this is an awesome product, and we're really excited about it.
Absolutely. It's come from about 7 years of taking the direct feedback from all of our customers saying, hey, asset tracking's a couple times a day, fantastic, but it doesn't help me in the here and now. Mm-hmm. And also active tracking, sometimes you don't have all of that access to battery, constant power, and this hopefully will fill that gap.
Mm-hmm.
The next topic that we're hoping to get out to all of you is about some of our cellular technology. If you've heard of CDMA, you might have noticed that it's being retired at the end of this year. We're working very diligently to reach out to different individuals, make sure that you have the updated devices so you have no downtime. Our goal in this was to make it as simple as possible. So I just want to touch on that topic, and in doing so, we're bringing in Phil Steichen, a technical specialist with Razor Tracking. Phil, want to share a little bit about your role here, and your background?
Yeah, so I've been with Razor Tracking for a little over 3 years now. Technical specialist, so primarily on customer support, configure hardware, and ELD development and support as well. Originally from Hitterall, Minnesota, and then graduated twice at NDSU, and then a bit of a world traveler. I lived in Brazil and Kansas.
Kansas, Jayhawk or Wildcat?
Definitely EMA.
Okay, hopefully we're not offending anybody. No rock chalk around here.
Nope, we're not. Just Thunder and Willie the Wildcat.
Fantastic. Well, we were just leading into some CDMA swaps and how we would like to keep it simple for our customers and make sure this runs smoothly. Could you share, what we have going on, how simple, or what type of things are we doing to simplify that process?
Yeah, so CDMA is kind of an older technology. It's that 2G, or if you remember your old flip phone, the 2X technology, and with all the carriers doing a lot of updates with the LTE 4G and now with 5G, they kind of wanted to bring into more of a universal bandwidth carrier type. So they've decided to end CDMA technology at the end of this year. So if you are affected, we've probably already reached out to you. But we're really excited because this allowed us opportunity to bring in additional hardware that's both affordable and easy to install. We've configured these new devices to be basically a plug-in swap to those old legacy wire harnesses. So your downtime in this swap is very minimal.
Absolutely. So the wiring that they have in the vehicle should work right with any new hardware that we're sending out.
Yes, sir.
That's great to hear. Hopefully everybody else is excited to hear that if you're working with current CDMA technology. That does not apply to everybody. What kind of turnaround times are we looking at on getting those swaps when we need to do them?
Yeah, so reach out to your account rep and they'll help you order with the PO. But as soon as we get the PO and your desired ship date, we can have them into you within a week or two business weeks, and then your downtime will probably be, depending on your size of your fleet, about a week. If you have you can probably do about 50 a day easily with one guy.
Thanks for that information. That's good. That's great to hear. Another topic that has been really hot these last few years, and especially here coming into 2020, is the topic of ELDs. Some people refer to them as e-logs. We're heavily into that market. We make sure to support all of our customers. Not all of our customers need them, though. Could you go ahead and share a little bit what are ELDs and, what do they all cover?
Yeah, so ELD is electronic logging device, and FMCSA, the federal government, mandated them in 2017. There's a little bit of a buffer time, but after the end of 2019, all over-the-road truckers and then a few of the non-exempt trucking companies had to use ELDs. But what the best thing is, it kind of gets away from those multiple logbooks in people's trucks, so the government wants to make sure you don't run those, and as legal as possible to keep any accidents down.
The ones under the seat or in
the
cup
cup
holder.
holder and dashboard.
Yeah, times are changing, it's new regulations. It looks like, we wanted to touch on the fact that we've been involved in this since about 2017.
Yep, right when I started.
Earlier this year, we rolled out some new technology. Some people have had some migrations to do. Most of them have been completed, but if you have questions on that, what should they do?
Yes, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and reach us out at 833-GO-RAZOR. That's our main support line. It'll be option 1 for tech services. And with this new ELD system, we could basically listen to the customer and said that we want a little bit more driver friendly, a little bit more admin friendly, and a little bit quicker responsiveness on those tablets. So all of these should be addressed in this new ELD system.
And the feedback's been great so far.
Yeah, and support calls have been minimal.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Another topic, as we seem to be flying through them, there's a few questions coming in. We wanted to touch on some of the changes you might be seeing in the system. One of those changes is a lot of the feedback was we have the slide out bar from our menus in which a lot of the interaction was happening. People said, hey, why can't I use the whole real estate? Why can't I use the whole screen when I'm loading new vehicles, when I'm viewing reports? I'm not concerned about what's on the left side. I just want to see as much as I can, keep it simple to use. In getting that feedback, we've started redoing parts of the system, and it'll roll out over time. One of those you might have noticed is the current fleet status report, as well as our vehicle setup. Our vehicle setup is now a full screen interface. You maybe have noticed it, but why don't we go ahead and step through that real quick?
Yeah, and the video that's getting pulled up right now. So underneath administration, vehicle setup, like Eric said, it's going to be a full real estate. The nice thing is it shows both unassigned and assigned vehicle units. So you can find out very easily which ones have been assigned and which haven't. So if you edit anything, go ahead and click on that device and you can edit it on that full screen. If you need to add, you can do that quick add right where my mouse is, or you can just click on that unassigned in that column, and you can see it has the last time it pinged, so you know it's the most recent activity. Really, the only 4 pieces of information you need is the device number, the vehicle ID, and then the icon, and that went a little fast, but I can just talk about it. The icon and then the map color label. Everything else is optional. Just those 4 pieces. You can view it on the map, view history, and then all the reports based off that.
At its most simple term, it's 3 items you need in. You need to select the device, give it a name, and pick an icon.
That's
You're up
right.
and running.
Yep, and there's more tabs that can do additional information, like you can put the VIN, plate number, the working width, quite a different options with departments and vehicle groups as well.
It's just a matter of how deep you want to go with that.
Exactly.
That's great, and that's our whole goal, is to make it as simple as possible. We release every 2 weeks or twice a month, and our intent is to get your feedback into our system as quickly as possible. So we do have a submit feedback button on the system. It's on the right side of the screen. Go ahead, submit that feedback. We try to take all of that collectively, come up with the best options, and get those rolled out as quickly as possible.
90% of our systems all customer input.
Thanks for your time today. It looks like I just have one more final announcement. If you have any other questions, get those in real quickly. We're going to have time just to address a few of those, but we'll make sure all of them get back to you. The button again is on the bottom of the screen. So go ahead, click, share those over. We'll get them all addressed over time. One more announcement that we do have. Recently, we've had a lot of feedback saying, hey, is there additional help that we can receive? On-site installs, troubleshooting, stuff like that. Our support is 100% free. But now we've brought on additional personnel as well as a couple company vehicles. We want to get out. We want to get on site. We want to help you with that troubleshooting. We want to help you with larger installs. So if you need assistance or you're needing some troubleshooting, reach out to Phil or Sherry at
833 Go Razor.
And if they can't help you, we'll get somebody out on the road. We'll get them on site, make sure that everything's taken care of, whether that's the CDMA swaps, whether that's some installs, or just general troubleshooting. All right. Now I believe we're moving on to our Q&A. The first question that's popping up here, how do I know if I have CDMA? Well, that's simple. We went through all the devices. We know which devices are CDMA. We've had our account reps reach out to all the customers. So if you have not heard from us, most likely you haven't, you don't have the technology. If you're pretty sure you have the technology, but you haven't heard from us, you can check your junk mail, you can check your voicemail, or go ahead and reach out to us at
833 Go Razor, and we can confirm all of your information.
Absolutely. We'll double check that. Next question. What are ELDs, and how do I know if I have them or need them?
So like I said, ELDs is electronic logging device mandated by the FMCSA. So more than likely, if you need them, you probably already have them. So there's a few exemptions. One of them would be like if you don't exceed 100 mile air radius from your home location, you don't need them. And then you can even break that 8 days in a rolling 30-day period. So, and that's not a calendar 30 days. It's 8 days from the 15th to the 15th, for example. There's also a few ag exempt rules. But make sure you check with your local or state FMCSA office or Highway Patrol. They can definitely make sure that you either confirm that you need them, or you should get them, or you can get away with the exemptions.
Great. Are we doing another question? Okay, we're going to put a wrap on it to make sure you guys can get back on with your day. We're open to feedback. Make sure to submit that feedback. Let us know what you want to see in these upcoming webinars. We're willing to change. We're willing to adapt. But the biggest thing is this content is going to be available in our help center.
Yep.
So if you want to come back, review it, share it with maybe some of your coworkers that weren't able to watch this live, go ahead, share those links. We'll also send out an email with content follow-up to everybody after this wraps up. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube.
And I've
We
heard
have
TikTok here pretty soon.
that seems to be the new go-to platform. Follow us there. We get a ton of content out. If you want to submit your feedback through there as well, go ahead. We'll make sure to get back to you. Reach out to your account rep, Ben, Matt, Corey. They'll be able to answer any of your questions. And with that said, I believe we're going to put a wrap on this one. So thank you, and we'll see you in September.
Thank you.